Good afternoon, Dr. Gary here. Speaking to you from Ireland. I'm Dr. Gary on the road. We are nationwide dental practice brokers, and today we are in Ireland, reporting from there, cruising around the country, visiting different dentists, and getting different exposure. Today's topic is, and I'm sitting in an English garden, by the way, or Irish garden. It's very nice. Today's topic is crisis. Dentist encounters, unfortunately, terminal illness. We must act immediately. So we're going to talk about the phone call I got this week. Anyway, we are now doing dental practice brokerage for 12 years. We have 10 employees. We're in 27 states. And we're here to help you at any time. The information you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. The phone number to contact us is for 201-663-0935. 201-663-0935. Our contact email is contact for the website is dentalpracticeguide.com. So we also sell to both private and representing private individuals and DSOs too. If you're thinking about selling to a DSO and you're a larger practice, please let us know. Often they will pay our commission, and sometimes we can get your legal fees reimbursed at closing. So please give us a call. So let's get into today's topic. I just got a call this week, and I think it would be relevant how to manage it, whether it's in Ireland or in the States. Ireland, by the way, only has 2,000 dentists in the whole island. There's a pretty severe shortage. And they do have a government plan for 16 years below and the private plans above. That doesn't take care of that many dental procedures. But there is a shortage of dentists, and you have about 5 million plus people and only 2,000 some odd dentists. So there is a shortage here. But the crisis that happened in the States was, I got a call this week. It was from a friend of the dentist, and that dentist had just received information they had a terminal illness. They had no symptoms before that. And they've been fainting and losing some cognitive abilities. This came on rapidly. This wasn't the type of thing that just slowly evolved. So whether it's in the States or here in Ireland, it's going to have to handle it the same way. It's easier in the States since we have more dentists to cover. What do you do in those circumstances? How do I sell something? And I got the call. How do I sell something on such short notice? What do I do? Okay, the game plan is very simple. First, we have to get her in contact, the doctor. We've got to get the doctor in contact with a dental attorney immediately. And she doesn't have the cognitive abilities. Now, this only happened days ago. So if the doctor doesn't have the ability to communicate, a guardian or somebody has to jump in there. This is why you need medical directives ahead of time and so forth. And your attorney can tell you about these things, that if you're physically impaired, mentally impaired, somebody can jump right in and take over on your behalf while you're still alive. Living will, I believe they call it. You'll have to check that with your attorney. The situation. So the first thing we're going to do is get her in touch with an attorney, get the guardian or get whoever, in a family member, get them in touch with the dental attorney. We provided that. Second person we have to speak to immediately is the accountant, her dental accountant. We need all the taxes. We need the profit and losses. We need the discretionary expenses over the last few years. And then if the doctor's impaired, I don't know who you're going to get the discretionary expenses from. Perhaps you speak to the spouse or whatever. But then, discretionary expenses are different every year. We've got to know what they are this year in 22. So we've got to factor those out. So anyway, we've got that in motion. We told the family members, here's the attorney to call. We need to speak to your accountant and permission to speak to your accountant to get the ball rolling and to get things happening. It's just not going to happen overnight. So that process is happening. In Ireland, it's much more difficult. While they do have a lot of camaraderie among the dentists, they're so far spread out. There's 2,000 dentists in the whole island, or whole country, and there's 5 million people, so it's a lot more difficult to get an associate to jump right in there. Fortunately, there's a hygienist who can help out, and the practice is a relatively healthy practice. But everything is cascading at once right now. So I say to you, this is a warning to you. Those that are a little older, you can expect an unknown at any time crisis can happen. At minimum, you should be doing every 6 months. You should be doing an analysis of your practice. Mid-year books should be done. Hopefully, as a staff member, we want to know the procedure code analysis. Now, hopefully, the staff member is knowledgeable enough to provide the procedure code analysis. We'll need that. I mean, the documents we need to get this thing sold, the same documents, it's standard. It's 3 years tax returns. It's profit and loss up to date, or as close as you can get up to date. It's discretionary expenses, a list of all those. It's W-2s. It's leases. There's quite a bit of items. You need the procedure code analysis based on ADA code. You need procedure code analysis based on provider. Now, I believe there's a provider here. It's only the dentist and the hygienist. Now you have the problem, too, is you have the staff. You want to keep the staff on. You don't want them leaving. So somebody has to provide the funding for that, and the family members should jump in and do that. But these are the things that are running through. Now, we probably will run some advertisements right away. Now, fortunately, we have 578 or so to speak previous buyers and present buyers. We'll send out an immediate blast. We'll try to help. Whenever we can get through the information, we'll try to do it immediately to get the information out. So that's what we're going to try to do, to get the email blast out. Now the attorney, we know the attorney. If they engage the attorney, we'll work with them. But time limits, this is a tough time limit, even though this is a crisis situation. Next off, what is the price you're going to offer? Well, you're in a cascading situation where the goodwill is falling apart immediately. Though this is not going to be your standard, that is on the East Coast, 65 to 74% of 1 year's gross. This is going to start dropping to, if I had to estimate, it just, maybe it's going to be 40 to 50%, or eventually maybe it's going to turn into a chart sale because the doctor's not available. I mean, your goodwill is really compromised, and they're so worried about it. Now we're talking about weeks that something may happen. Well, we're in crisis situation. You can see what happens. And those of you that will tell me, well, I'm not getting disabled. My father or mother lived to age 95 or 100. I'm going to be fine. Well, I'm talking about, I'm dealing with days and a few weeks that we have to rapidly move and get this thing sold. Even under these situations, practices don't just sell overnight because the buyer is going to have to get a bank loan. The bank's going to need all the financials. The buyer's going to need all the financials from the seller. All these things have to be put together. So, this is a reason why sometimes if you financially have some level of financial security, get out, sell the practice. If age is upon you, there's just no guarantees. So the practice value, which normally on the East Coast, just guessing 65 to 74% of 1 year's gross, is going to go far less than that. Maybe it's going to be 40%. I don't know, because now it's going to be what the buyer is willing to pay. All right? And even if you get an associate in there, that's still not going to be easy. So this is a crisis situation. You've got to think about this. This does happen, and we're here to help. Fortunately, I am in Ireland, but I'm still helping in any way I can. Cell phone coverage here is great. I have my team on top of this, and we're going to try to help to see what we can do. But it's a crisis. All right, thank you.